3 delayed flights, 3.5 hours of sleep. Most people would have wanted a nap. Instead, we picked up paintbrushes. The building we worked on serves as transitional housing for people recovering from addiction. It also opens its doors every week to 2 church congregations. We didn't come to change anyone's life in a single afternoon. We came to leave the place better than we found it. The work only lasted half a day, not because it was easy, but because everyone carried someone else's weight. That's what community looks like. Not perfection, participation. Puerto Rico tells its story differently. Sometimes, it's written in books. Other times, it's worn.
Oh, this is like the statue that we just saw.
Every December 28th, the town of Hatillo celebrates La Festival de las Máscaras. For nearly 175 years, the community has transformed into a living story. Each mask carries generations of craftsmanship. They aren't factory made, they're inherited. After the passing of Don Garcia, only 6 artisans remain entrusted with preserving the tradition. Their work isn't simply about making masks. It's about making sure the next generation still knows why they wear them. Then, we arrived somewhere that couldn't be recreated in a museum. We arrived at Elvis's home. Elvis didn't just show us his family's land. He welcomed us into generations of resilience. Every tree, every pathway, every meal told a story of people who learned to live with the land instead of simply taking from it. We left with full stomachs and hearts somehow even fuller.
This is where that Cuban doctor lived, that he was charging the people to go through those trees. He was charging them, what is it, $50 a night or $50 the weekend or something like that. And he was charging them so they can camp out here at nighttime.
Your destination is on the left.
Yeah.
Every community has someone quietly protecting it. In Rio Grande, we met one of those people.
So they get access here. So now what they do is they get that far.
Campamento Erizo isn't famous because of luxury resorts.
But they can't really, they don't have access.
That yellow guardrail you see over there?
It's known because ordinary people refuse to let it disappear.
They can get to there, but then they can't get into the water.
For years, local residents stood watch over this shoreline, not because someone paid them, but because home is worth saving.
He says, Orlando is going to want to come to the beach. What beach am I going to take you to? There's 14 kilometers of beach here in Rio Grande alone, and they're losing access all the time. We didn't have a beach to take you back there, so we had to do something. When the people went to the court, they took a whole tow truck to get the biggest gate they put down the road, and they used it like a crane to pull it off. But when the judge told them, let the owners take that off, the owners are the people, and the people showed up and they did it. So it's like if they have a website, then you can look up what they actually did.
That's a beautiful flag, and the fact that they're waving the red colors, that's what I like.
Later that afternoon, history met art. Their stories, paintings, and family traditions. We learned how Luisa has protected Puerto Rican identity for generations.
My name is Juan Pablo. This is the Lantón de Loíza. This is a historic site in the Loíza town of Loíza.
We painted our own vejigantes. We weren't just making souvenirs. We were participating in tradition that is still alive.
This type of elements. The difference is that the one in Loíza are made out of coconuts. In Venezuela are paper mache, in Dominicana are paper mache, and so on. This branch All these flowers right here are supposed to be a bunch of coconuts. So this will have, I don't know, maybe 20 something coconuts, each one of them. And then, there you go. Just in here. Now this I have two more, right? This one, this one, this one.
That's
So once it's here, I take this part that out so that we can see it's three faces. Then I cut this part. Yeah.
like a
A
third.
third. Then you do it with the eyes smaller, so nobody in town know who you are. And then you exchange your shoes with your friend and put gloves or socks, because not everybody have money for socks or for gloves back then, to confuse and bother people and make crimes, etc. I made them this bigger for the kids in their first experience, and I give them a workshop like this, and they paint in each one of them a mask. And we put a fabric that is transparent, translucent, una malla. So like that, they don't see who they are, but they have good visibility.
Yeah.
Because with the small one, it's for more experience or people that have been doing this forever. As it's something that we were losing, and kids were doing it less and less. It's also part of our mission to get them to do so. So every year we have 20, 30 plus.
Every town has its heartbeat. In Sidra, that heartbeat moves fast. Our guide knew every street, every story, every hidden corner. The only challenge was keeping up.
Nuestros bomberos de esos tiempos llevaban sus camiones a arreglar, a ponerle las piezas que necesitaban.
We explored Sidra's history
Y esto, como los vecinos eran tan buenas personas,
from its firefighters
lo que vamos a hacer es llevarle comida, le traían comida, hacían tertulias, lo tenían como más bien de tertulias aquí.
to its cultural center to the bridge overlooking the lake that has become one of the town's proudest views, El Mirante. Every stop reminded us that history isn't something sitting behind glass. It's something communities continue choosing to protect. I thought I knew Gurabo. After all, this was my assigned town. I had read about it online. Small, quiet, nothing extraordinary. I couldn't have been more wrong. Sometimes, the greatest stories don't belong to famous people.
Yo tengo un sueño. Todo esto lo he hecho solo, sin ayuda de nadie. Yo tengo 3 hermanos más. Y nadie me ha ayudado.
Y el sacrificio.
They belong to ordinary people who refuse to quit. Don Pablo dreamed of making sangria long before retirement. Most people told him to enjoy life, play it safe. But dreams don't retire. Then, something unexpected happened.
Empecé a tratar y lo hice. Así soy yo.
Nilsa purchased one of his brother's hand-carved pieces, the 3 kings forming the Puerto Rican flag.
Sangrías quedan reconocidas. Y eso, porque hay mucha competencia. Yo tengo experiencia en la pero como yo sé que tú eres buena, yo te garantizo que mi sangría es la mejor. Y cuando la prueban, yo abren los ojos. Wow, tú eres tremendo, yo estoy vendiendo calidad.
It wasn't just a souvenir. It was recognition. A reminder that art matters, that artists matter, that dreams deserve witnesses. At Pan Carrasquillo, we learned another lesson. 100 years of bread made possible because someone believed in someone else.
La pasan aquí para amasarla.
Then they massage it through that, or they knead it to massage it.
Mire.
And then once it's kneaded, hey! Huepa, yum.
Lo traen el congelador para que no siga elevándose.
And they come and put it in the refrigerator so it'll stop rising.
¿Está bien?
Yo empecé aquí.
Aquí
Yo empecé aquí.
Llegaste.
A mí me trajo Ángel un día, me encontré ahí en la esquina, le dije que tenía trabajo y me dijo, no, pues llega a la panadería mañana a las 5 de la mañana y llegué y ahí estoy hace 3 años y medio.
¿Y qué? ¿Tu familia han trabajado?
Han trabajado. Mi abuelo se le mi papá y mi papá me enseñó a mí. Entonces, pues ahora, pues cuando lo tenga, pues a veces también le enseña a mí.
Wow, qué cosa más bella.
Communities aren't built by buildings. They're built by people willing to invest in each other. Gurabo is called the City of Stairs. Somehow, that feels fitting.
Iced tea.
He said that the mayor decided when they were building this to preserve it from the bank,
Aquí tenemos.
to preserve the metals and the special things.
Everything meaningful in life asks us to climb.
Campeona de las justas de la LAI centroamericano en natación. Actualmente ella es maestra de niños y personas adultas.
Se retiró, después siguieron sus hijos y ya los hijos también han retirado. Todavía sigue vivo.
Oh, eso le voy a preguntar, ¿está vivo?
Sí, está vivo.
That afternoon, we stopped learning about leadership and started practicing it. Communication, trust, accountability. We carried each other, literally. What was planned for 5 hours, we finished in 3. Not because we rushed, but because somewhere along the way, we stopped acting like strangers. Nosa later told us this was her favorite day. I think it became one of mine too. If Gurabo reminded us where we've been, Guaynabo challenged us to think about where Puerto Rico is going. A city balancing tradition, tourism, and rapid development. At La Marquesa, fear became another lesson. Heights, cable cars, uncertainty. We laughed, we joked, we turned fear into fun. And sometimes, that's leadership too.
Yo preparo la mezcla como un 5 sacos de comida más o menos. Dos de citrim, uno de masuri, semillas.
Together, we climb.
Vegetables and fruits.
Get it, Melissa.
Let's take a picture with it.
And the higher we went, the easier it became to appreciate just how much there was worth protecting. By our final day, something had changed. We arrived as a cohort. We were leaving as a family.
Más de eso, tenemos una sesión que nosotros trabajamos en la finca que quisimos integrar el arte.
In Aguas Buenas, we celebrated that land once again.
Para beneficio como parte del proyecto Sembrando Agua, pero para también darle un poquito de estética y atraer visualmente a las visitas para aquí, para la finca. Ha funcionado excelentemente. Tengo 2 tipos de dibujos, uno simplemente estético, como el de la bandera, la mariposa, que son dibujos grandes, que uno puede caminar por ellos. Si tienen un dron, súbanlo. Y simplemente para sacarse fotos. Y están los otros que son de línea, que son los dibujitos de parte del proyecto Sembrando Agua, que canalizan y controlan las escorrentías de los golpes de agua de la finca y los llevan a los puntos donde yo quiero que caiga esa agua y no me afecte en el cultivo, o sea en los caminos o en las mismas estructuras que tenemos en la finca.
You see that looks like a bacalaíto?
Este
It's actually the guayaba.
Trigo boricua.
Yeah. It's made with guayaba.
Sí, pero
Oh my goodness.
See the alcalde's house from here.
Columpio.
That's the 7-story building that we were in.
algo similar entre Bayamón y Guaynabo, pero la parte de atrás o esa coronilla de montaña ya empieza esa colindancia de lo que viene siendo.
Guayaba wasn't simply a fruit. It had become part of a town's identity.
a veces mucho, te lo digo por atleta como, ¿verdad? En lo personal, es bien cuesta arriba cuando tú no tienes los recursos. Por ejemplo, cuando yo gané la Nacional de Puerto Rico, yo no pude ir a la competencia de centroamericano porque tenía que costearme y yo no tenía económicamente, no se podía, a menos que pues no consiguieras a alguien, ¿verdad? Y antes no era así, ahora es más fácil conseguir auspiciadores y demás, pero antes no, antes era tú ahí en la tierra, porque nosotros entrábamos en tierra, ahora hay pista de goma, ahora la comodidad es mucho más, tienen más beneficios y aportes en equipo, antes no. Antes nosotros era, ok, vamos a pasar por aquí, ustedes deciden si quieren hacer la parada. Este es el monumento del 15 de febrero de 1978. Esto es una historia que marcó nuestro pueblo como historia y como pueblo. Esto paralizó todo el país. Fue una historia triste donde fallecieron 11 estudiantes a las 6:45 de la mañana. La guagua que transitaba, que por cierto por ahí vamos a pasar, pierde los frenos, trata de parar con una loma, la loma lo rebota y cae por un precipicio. Eran 64 estudiantes, la guagua se parte, cayeron unos dentro de la guagua, otros por los árboles y demás. Antes no existía lo que es el celular, el beeper, la manera de comunicar eran los teléfonos de las casas. La comunicación y manejo de emergencia y policía y todo eso era un poquito más difícil que ahora. Cuando sucede esta situación lamentable, ahí es que entra nuestra historia como pueblo, ahí nos enseña a unirnos como hermanos, como pueblo, se une todo el pueblo, eso cerraron cuanto espacio había para transitar. Se vuelven escaleras humanas, bajando por allí para abajo, y ellos son los que van sacando y subiendo, como si fuera una escalera humana, hasta llevarlos arriba.
Later that night, we met political prisoner Adolfo Matos and his partner, Fatima. Adolfo spent decades in solitary confinement. Many people would allow that pain to define them. Instead, he transformed it into purpose.
Touch me, okay? First of all, his work was a dynamic. He did it by his own. He didn't need no himself. That's all, okay? And I don't know if you all observed it, you know, and you look at it. I congratulate you, brother. Thank you. And you. He wanted to quit at a moment because his work didn't come out fine, right? So I told him, you do not quit. You started off, you learned from that mistake, and you done did it. Felicidades, felicidades. And this is what, you know, I told at the first day of the class, I tell my students that this is like a voice therapy. I use it one time, that's all. Because once you associate with the therapy, they work up on the head. You will say, no, I'm crazy. No. If you're crazy, you will see psychiatrists, you know. Yeah. And you don't have to be crazy either. You know, you want a consultant or a friend or something like that. That goes for everybody, you know. Fine. Un aplauso, por favor.
Together, they reminded us that healing doesn't erase hardship. It gives hardship new meaning.
Y después que la terminemos dando, ¿qué va a hacer con ella?
Bueno, hay que sacarle el agua para tomárnosla y comernos la telita.
Okay.
Entonces un coco cogí, le eché el agua al jugo de parcha para que le dé un poquito de zing.
No le diga.
Escucha. Ya el maestro me regañó.
This isn't the end of our journey. It was the beginning.
I'm just trying to have faith in what I can't see. Yeah. But if it's in my mind's eye, then I believe. Yeah. to the sky, and all I needed was one sun. Cause I still believe that behind the clouds is the sunshine.
Yeah, for a second lost my sanity. Took it out on everyone, including friends and family. The universe is handing me a reward in disguise of a detour, forcing me to believe more. Gratitude helped me restore my faith.